team ban.
Hello everybody, I'm Son of Evil, I'm joined by Fury,
team
and
ban.
this is the Australian Dota 2 League. We have a best of one for you tonight, Le Voyage versus Generation of Miracles in an elimination match. Welcome Fury, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I just downed some
Radiant
pizza,
team ban.
had a glass of water, so life is just amazing.
You know, I wish I'd thought to normally have a glass of water on my desk, but I left it this time, and now that you've mentioned it, I'm very aware of how dry my mouth is, so thanks for that.
That's alright. It's only an entire game of Dota 2 that you're going to be yelling through, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
So, nobody needs a voice.
We'll manage. I'll call out to my wife or something. Water.
Either way. The Night Stalker Lich Nick's already banned 3 of the most common first bans we've seen this tournament, and with very valid reason, all 3 heroes being completely annoying to verse no matter what you're playing.
Completely agree, and I'm more than happy not to be casting a Lich, I'll be honest. Night Stalker's pretty exciting, so's Nyx. But
Lich slows everything down a little.
He does. You get
delays
slower games.
the entire game.
Radiant team
But that's why I like the POS 4 heroes so much. I'm happy to see AA down as well. I don't know, maybe. Good Ice Blasts are pretty exciting. Doom picked up.
That is definitely true. And Doom coming out first here, it is a hero we've seen rising in popularity over the last few days. And now first pick from Le Voyage, so we got the nice offlane for both heroes already picked up. Both teams even.
Yeah. Nature's Prophet seems to be getting a bit more play lately. He's definitely been very popular in FPL as well.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's a offlane hero that doesn't
5
get
seconds remaining.
beaten so much by the roll 4s, so a lot of the time you see those roll 4s just choose not to harass him too much, because if you just commit your 3 heroes to him and he just zones you out with the treants, you feel like you're not gaining anything. And he's also one of those heroes that if you don't commit 3 heroes, he can easily fight the 2 heroes that you have in that lane. So Nature's Prophet's always a pretty solid pick, as long as you run a lineup that can either split push, fight lots around the map, or just has lots and lots of early game. And with the Death Prophet, it's show on the push. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the GOM do have a little bit of push drafted there, but there's a link between the Le Voyage here as well. They both eliminate 2 people from the fight.
Just start off the fight by deleting one and dooming the other.
That's
Just
it.
2 heroes running away. Oh, what do we do?
As long as like Le Voyage have good enough initiation and burst to the first necro target, it's like a 1 fight every time both those are off cooldown. You know, it's assuming that they get the jump.
Yeah, so every time, especially whenever you're looking at a Doom game, it's very similar to a Earthshaker in the sense that if you get the initiation, you start the fight on such a big advantage. But it really does depend on you getting that nice initiation. Like if he jumps into a fight and doesn't get the correct Doom target, or he jumps into a fight and gets stunned, or he can't actually find that initiation in the first place, you're going to be looking at a place where the Doom just feels very weak. If you don't initiate with the Doom, you get it off halfway through the fight, and then, I mean, you essentially wasted the Doom because that hero's going to have used all their abilities anyway.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm noticing that a couple of teamfight heroes have been banned out now, like some initiators.
Generation of Miracles? Well, do you think they're just going to go for the 14-minute racks?
I don't know, it looks like it's on the cards.
Walk forward. I mean, Le Voyage seem to have spotted that out a little bit, getting rid of the Shaman. They don't want those wards going down with the Death Prophet ulti. I mean, what do? You got Shaman wards, Fury and Trees, and Death Prophet ulti? How fight?
Like, look at what they've gotten rid of so far. Like, there's 2 questionably 3 initiators, in that ban list for Generation of Miracles.
Yeah, and in general, what that would mean is, look, we're looking to pressure you, we're looking to force team fights, and we don't want you getting an easy initiation. Because in a team fight, you do always want to be able to get that initiation, or to be able to set up on a tower in a position where it's very difficult for them to initiate. And you look at the heroes that they've banned out, the Bloodseeker, Rupture is like 1200 range or something. It's so easy to initiate with. Even though it's not a stun, it forces a hero to choose to run or to stand still, and the team has to decide to just fight. The Earthshaker, you rush that Blink, you have the Fissure, you have the Echo Slam. The Nyx, you start with that Indus the second you get level 6. So they're getting rid of those heroes that have the ability to initiate when they're pushing towers.
This is some strong push now.
Enchantress.
Yeah, Jakiro just adding on even more. So, Le Voyage, I actually really love this pick. So the Enchantress, I know it's played by Evasion quite often anyway, but this game especially, it's a hero that gives great early game pressure. So you're looking at Enchantress's power spikes mainly being the first 10 minutes, and then after about 30 minutes. But the first 10 minutes is where it's going to really matter here. If he can put pressure on the Furion, put pressure on the Death Prophet, even take an early tower himself, he could give Le Voyage a bit more money, bit more map control to maybe waste a Death Prophet ulti and stall them out.
Is this not an offlane Enchantress?
It probably isn't, especially with the Doom already picked up. A roll for Doom is very, very risky. If you don't get early kills on the Doom, you end up essentially just being a slow jungle Doom, because you do the jungle, but you do rotations as well, and if those rotations don't work, you end up just being very, 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 very useless. So chances are it's an offlane Doom and the roaming Enchantress.
Okay, so with Generation Miracles, they've just picked up the slider for themselves. That gives them an awful lot of Roche potential now.
Yeah, it does.
And a good initiator too.
Gives them great initiation, gives them good Roshan potential, it gives them a nice roamer for the early game. The slider, let's look at the level 4, level 5 mark on the Nature's Prophet. Every time the slider finds someone, you can sprint, you've got that sprint, you got your boots, you're going to be faster move speed than them, you get your stun off, the Furion will TP in, he'll have the Sprout, and that's an easy way for them to set up kills, and if you do that around a tower, easy way to set up a tower push.
So what do the Voyage need here? They need to push heroes off towers. Could they look for something like a Coddle?
Well, the Voyage has two ways to look at this. So you either want to be able to defend those towers, or slaughter the early game. And looking at Viper, it's a hero that just wants to slaughter the early game. They've got the Enchantress, the Necro, the Viper. They just want to take this to Generation of Miracles, not let them even get to a position where they can push those towers. And that's 100% one way that you can play against this early push. The whole thing behind the DP ulti is you want to have it while it's hitting a tower. You don't want to use it in a team fight because then you lose your push. So if Le Voyage puts the pressure on them and forces them to fight them, it's gonna, even if they lose the fights, it's gonna stall their pushes and give them more and more time.
It appears to me like Generation Miracles have enough tower push anyway that even if Death Prophet is forced to commit it to win a team fight, that it's probably not going to be too much of a problem for them. And they've still got, well, I assume, their carry pick to go as well.
Yeah, they should still have their carry pick here. And we do see the Mirana banned up from Le Voyage, which seems a little bit weird. Chances are we're going to see some form of very, very powerful, like, strength hero. I would love to see even a Sven coming out from them. Just something that can... then again, you're versing the Necro, so you do want a possible Diffusal carrier, which I guess shows the Mirana, but you want something that can help frontline, because you want something to sit in the frontline with the Death Prophet. You don't want the Death Prophet to be tanking everything and just dying straight away.
I don't feel like Le Voyage would have enough answers to a Chaos Knight here.
Yeah, Chaos Knight, definitely a hero that could work.
Or actually,
pretty much,
you maybe might not pick that into Enchantress, because you can enchant the...
She can steal an image, but when you're looking at their lineup, they're wanting to take early towers, right? So, the whole carry getting to a late game point isn't going to be a big issue if their plan works. You're looking at a hero that can just hit those buildings with the Death Prophet and sit in the middle of a fight.
That I like. I really like the Winter Wyvern. It gave them two things I felt like they needed. I felt like they needed some more team fight, which they currently have pretty much none of. And it gave them good deep push.
10 seconds remaining.
Gives them good deep push. It also gives them a nice safe lane support. So you've got that, I'm assuming, a Necro carry here with the Winter Wyvern. The Winter Wyvern can zone out. The Furion decently well and dodge those treants, because a lot of the time you use your Arctic Burn, you just hit the Furion, and then you run away anyway.
Oh, Jesus.
Luna, a
This
hero
is
for
such a
Generation
push
of Miracles.
lineup.
I didn't actually click for Luna, but definitely a great hero. You pick up that early HP, and it's a hero that can sit there and hit the buildings with the Death Prophet for sure.
They want to finish this quickly.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed after their Death Prophet pick in their bans, so it's definitely been their strategy all along. And let's see if they can pull it off. I like both drafts, to be fair. I like how the Voyage has great early game. They have a nice support duo. They have good wave clear. But they don't offer amazing late game, so even if they can stall it out, it may not be lost for Generation of Miracles. You've got the Fury and the Luna, both scale amazingly into the late game. And then, obviously, as we've talked about, Generation of Miracles has such a good early pressure lineup.
Who do you think? I definitely feel like Generation Miracles have the better initiation and yeah, probably the team fight this game. But there is a lot of sustain from the Voyage now. Like you've got 4 healing heroes, and Viper, who's just extremely naturally tanky. Like in a sustained fight, I think the Voyage probably just win if they don't burst people down really quickly.
When we're talking about initiation here, the one big thing you have to remember is if Generation of Miracles are forcing the tower, Le Voyage has all the room in the world to choose where they initiate from. So, sure, I would definitely say Le Voyage pretty much wins, like, in the sense of if they were going to take clash fights in the middle of anywhere, they have the better initiation, they have better team fight, and they have strong heroes. But we're going to be looking at them setting up for tower pushes, going for a bit of split push, and that will give opportunities for Doom to get jumps, for the Enchantress to do wraparounds on people, for the Winter Wyvern to maybe get a nice curse off.
I love
so both teams
Jakiro and the
definitely
Enchantress
have
here.
Jakiro and Enchantress.
They've both just passed by each other. Oh, okay. Yeah, Enchantress knows
that
now.
ward's been pinged out already.
Okay, yeah, Enchant level 1. Viper. Got the Poison Sting as well, so a couple good slows. Enchantress, though, because she does have the enchant, there is no, what's that spell called? Untouchable.
Untouchable.
And
Yeah, bit of a...
not only was she touched, she just got molested.
Owned by 3 heroes, but that's always a bit of a tough one. I mean, you're walking up the hill into what you should assume is at least 2 heroes. And you're never going to get the kill there, but Magistu getting owned by Siri on the bottom lane. GG 300 health to Treants.
They are extremely frustrating. But Eastwood, he's got his level 1 ability decided. He's pressuring the Nature's Prophet now.
Yeah, that's huge. That's the first Arctic Burn used before the creep wave spawns. So he's going to have that up again just after the creep wave meets, which is super nice.
Are we going to see another max Arctic Fury?
Arctic Fury? What? A max what?
Arctic Burn.
Oh, probably not. You should max the Splendor Blast.
You know, I saw it the other day. Actually, Viper in the mid lane. Getting worked down.
Half health, really late to lane. The Slaughter and Jakiro doing a great job of zoning him.
Good start for Death Prophet. But I actually saw this the other day. The Winter Wyvern maxed the Arctic Burn, and I wasn't sure about it at first. But you know, at the end of that game, I was a believer. I don't know if it's suitable for this particular game, but
look, it's definitely a thing that can work. But when you look at the way the hero's played, he's always under-leveled. So, the wraparound from Enchantress actually. I see something. No, nothing going on here. But yeah, as the Winter Wyvern is generally quite under-leveled, if you're looking at defending buildings, having those extra points in Splinter Blast really makes a difference. So at least for this game,
that's very true.
It's definitely wanting to max Splinter Blast this game.
Let's have a look at Luna. Just going for that magic stick first. Dave's not going to be casting too many spells right in front of her, is he? I guess it's more for a late game thing and just early stats.
A lot of it as well is quite a common Luna build is you start with 3 branches and 8 tangos, which he has
All
done this
down
game.
on
And
the
you start
bot,
with
on the
circle.
bot lane. Ensnare out onto the Nature's Prophet. There's the Arctic Burn going through. We're going to have the Wall Stomp in a second. Slider coming in for backup. The Stomp does not go off. Instead, as they use it on the Slider, who's taking a lot of damage. One more right click. He's going to get that one done. Seri does live, and the only kill that they get from that is the Slider, who only
Still
wanted to
nice.
help.
Over on the Necro as well, so it gave him back 200 nice juicy mana. As we were talking about the Magic Wand though, yeah, you start with the 3 branches, the Circlet, and lots of tangos. Luna is quite a squishy laner, and you want to play quite aggressive, so the creeps do a lot of damage to you sometimes. And lots of tangos just help you survive, and it just means you build into the wand early because you have the branches and Circlet anyway.
Just the value, I guess.
Pretty much.
We've got Jakira now. 1 point in the Dual Breath and the other one in the Liquid Fire. Going to be able to apply some pressure here. In fact, there may even be kill potential. Does miss on the Dual Breath. Merchant juking out into the trees. They've got a Lucent Beam in a second as long as they can get the vision. Wu-Tang Hang coming in as well. He did finally get the mana for him to be able to use the Scorched Earth. Stun missed by Slider as well. Merchant just juking around at the moment. That bonus move speed doing a lot of work. But there is the stun. There's the Lucent Beam as well. Scorched Earth's on cooldown, and it is Luna that picks up the kill for herself.
And as that was happening, there's a jump on mid by Evasion with the Enchantress. Viper.
She got the Spirit Siphons out. I don't think she's gonna make it though. It's Eva that picks it up.
A nice rotation by the Enchant.
Just where you get, I guess, like when you see a gank going on, it gives you the opportunity to then make plays somewhere else. So it's like when one door closes, another one opens, sort of thing.
Did Viper lose money somewhere? I just looked at him. All he has is a Wraithband and a Magic Wand. I mean, he's got 15 CS and he just got Assist Gold, but maybe he's just been using lots of regen. I haven't been keeping too many tabs on mid lane. It just seems like a little bit underfarmed.
He's seen anything? Yeah, he's got 15 last hits.
Yeah, he's doing fine in the lane, especially with that kill. Death Prophet's always a hard hero to verse, even when you're a Viper.
Yeah. Where's our Enchantress? Oh, it's in the well. Healing up. So she's
Over
going
the
into
fountain.
Phase Boots. How do you feel about well, actually, here
Phase
we
Boots
go.
is
Wrap
great.
around on the Viper. Only level 5. TP in from Seri as well. It does not have the Sprout, so all they need is a couple of right clicks or a Crypt Swarm. Yabi picks that one up for himself.
And nice rotation by them. That's what we were talking about earlier. I did say it would be level 4 or 5, but you can definitely do it at level 3 as long as you're in the lane with someone else. And that's the global presence of Furion just coming so much in handy. And he's just walking straight back down to bottom. Doesn't even waste much time. Loses a couple of creeps and that's all.
And, Slider looks like he's got his whole life planned out ahead of him. He's got his 10-year plan.
His 8 Blink Daggers?
Yep, first step, buy a Blink Dagger. And then, when he's a little older, he'll buy a Blink Dagger as well, and goes to college with a Blink Dagger, starts work with a Blink Dagger.
Many Blink Daggers. Slight inefficiency up on top from Doom. He used his Soul Ring to use Devour, and he devoured the big Satyr. I thought he was going to use the Shockwave, just because he had the mana anyway from the Soul Ring, but just slowly killing these creeps.
Yeah, I do that sometimes as well. When I'm playing heroes like Zeus, where sometimes I'll pop the Soul Ring, like drop my boots on the ground, pop the Soul Ring, but then forget to use like the
150 mana.
Yeah. So, because all I'm thinking of is, I'll restore my mana by dropping boots, popping Soul Ring, and then picking my boots back up. But then I waste the efficiency of it by not using the bonus.
Yeah, for sure. That's always
Just
one thing you gotta
4K
remember.
things.
Even if you're at full mana, the Soul Ring gives you 150 mana for you to use.
And it takes it back.
And it gets
that's
rid of
the
it if you
important
don't
thing.
use it.
What Soul Ring giveth, Soul Ring taketh away.
Exactly. Hung, finding the Enchantress's rotation.
Ooh, we got the stun off, so there was no ensnare from the Dark Soul Trominer. Summoner, and he's actually probably bought just enough time for Furion. Because you see the Dark Troll Summoner only just expired, so if not for that small interruption from Slider, that could potentially have been a kill on the Nature's Prophet. But Wu-Tang Hung has found himself the Winter Wyvern. Does have Arctic Burns, who will be able to just fly over the cliff. Jakiro coming in as well for support. But Winter Wyvern looks like he is well free at this point.
Or Death Prophet couriering in something. This is the phase boots for DP. Also heading to bottom. Just got that exorcism up, so we may be seeing a tower push attempt by Generation of Miracles. Definitely a courier kill.
Oh yeah.
Has been killed.
That's the Veil from Necro. He'll be a bit sad.
Whoever been snared up Slider. There's the ultimate from the Necrophos, so he's on the sidelines for a nice 20 seconds.
Another nicely missed Jewel Breath by House on the Jakiro.
He'll get it eventually.
He'll get it eventually,
It's
exactly.
like,
He'll get that one.
What do they say? You throw enough salami at a wall and something will stick?
Never heard the salami saying before, but for
Really?
sure.
Okay. Alright. So Doom in the top lane. Nature's Prophet TPing in. You can Scorched Earth all you want, he says, but I'm just going to keep you in the same place and we'll work you down on our own. So Luna, with the Lucent Beam helping that one out as well. She's got her ultimate now at 2.
Oh, a kill over on mid. Completely missed that, actually. It looked like the Death Prophet was diving the Viper there with the rotation of the Enchantress and Winter Wyvern coming in to help him out. Nicely done by LV. This is just stalling them out even more. That was also the Death Prophet ulti used, actually.
But we do have the push at the top lane that they're going to have to respond to. But Wu-Tang Hung finds Winter Wyvern again. Doesn't have the Arctic Burn to keep him out of trouble. Cold Embrace off cooldown in a couple of seconds. Doom coming in with the backup. Scorched Earth on cooldown for him, but it will be up most likely before they can kill him. Wu-Tang Hung in a lot of trouble. Slowed up and run down. Magistu TPing in top. Trying to push all these creeps off the tower. And this will be in deny range for them as well.
Let's just make this clear. This is actually Vey. His name is... His official name is just Magistu for some reason at the moment.
Oh, so it's not...
It is not actually Magistu, it is Vey.
I assumed that the Magistu must have been standing in.
He's just a bit of a creeper. You know, we'll go with that one.
I'm hoping that he watches this one back, but god damn it, Vey.
We got the jump on top lane, the Tango eaten by the Enchantress, but Enchantress actually ran in blocking the Doom, so he couldn't get the
Infernal Blade. That's devastating. But that's the point in the game where if you're in a pub, you just like Control Alt and X ping the the Enchantress.
Nah, everyone's trying. They're all doing fine. Small misplay, but it was always going to be a tough one to get with the Doom not having... Oh, Doom actually had a Quelling Blade of his own. At least he just bought that, so...
I don't think he had it beforehand. I think that's new.
Well, he's not dealing with that again. He's ready for it next time.
Yeah, because he got killed. It's probably a reasonable purchase, given that Sprout was the reason that he got killed last time.
100% a reasonable purchase. Any melee... Actually, any hero against Furion, if you're going to be in an aggressive position... Having a Quelling Blade is just so useful because there's such a high chance that he'll teleport and sprout you. And we have this push coming out of bottom lane. They've been there for about 6 seconds and this tower is almost dead. This is actually insane.
Dropping really fast. But here comes the support now. Enchantress does have the enchant on cooldown, so there is no slow for a second. Mask of Mana is being popped by the Luna. Just going to accelerate her out, and maybe the risky TP there by Jakiro, but you know, he is going to get away.
And Venado getting completely cucked by Quick Buy here. He bought 2 gloves of haste instead of his treads. This is actually a bug. If you sometimes double tap your Quick Buy button too quickly, it'll buy the first item twice.
That I didn't know.
So he's bought rough. 2 gloves of haste instead of a glove of haste and a band of Elven skin. Bit unfortunate, but yeah, I mean 20 attack speed is never a sad time on Luna, I guess.
Yeah, what can he do with that? He'll probably hold on to it.
Sell it off when you don't have inventory space.
Oh, yeah. And poor Viper getting stuck up there thanks to the Sprout. Couple more right clicks are going to get this one done, and who's going to pick it up?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And no doubt they'll translate this into a mid push now too.
LV reacting very quickly though. They're all already on bottom, pushing in this bottom lane.
Just want to trade it out.
Yeah, well, right now, they have to wait till they get their levels. They do want to be able to defend these towers, but until you have the space to get an initiation and the items to actually jump in, there's no point really fighting.
Radiant's
So
top
you do want to
tower
just
is
go
under
for these
attack.
trades, even if they're slightly
Dire's
inefficient.
bottom tower is under attack.
Or you teleport mass into this tower and take a very, very, very difficult fight.
Well, now they've got the exorcism up, can they really start this? Oh, they can, because that is a dead Slider, and that is going to put them on the back foot. Generation of Miracles, taking the hint and backing up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Generation of Miracles do still actually have everything. They probably could have hung around for that, but taking the safe option. Going for the back out after using the Death Prophet ulti. They're actually now going to probably lose their mid tier 1, so
It's not too late
really
for them
nice
to fight
fight
this,
by
like,
Voyage.
if they wanted to.
Is under attack.
It's not
Dire's
too late,
structures
but
are fortified.
it's very difficult for them to initiate. Until the Slider has a Blink Dagger, initiating an actual team fight is very, very hard. We're going to see them attempt it anyway, though.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Luna can run in with Eclipse. It is only level 1, but you know that's not a bad way to get things started off. And she gets doomed before she's able to get that off. So that's one hero out of the fight. She's going to have to back up, and there is the
Radiant's top
that's
tower
the
has
dual breath
fallen.
that we require. Out onto 2, pushing them
All
back
the while
off the
making
tower
space
now.
for Furion.
Oh, yep. Furion doing Furion things. Takes to the tier 2 at top. And Le Voyage forced to back up.
Oh, I mean, well played by them. They managed to stall it out without actually fully committing to a fight and backing out the second that Doom came out. So they get the good trade-off. This is just a game of weird trades, actually.
I feel like... You know, this is one of the funny things about Luna. She's just single cooking that tower, and as they walked up to it, he got a bunch of bounces, and so the tower just started taking significantly more damage.
For me.
Yeah, you do have to be super careful about that. If there's only one target there, it's just going to bounce from the tower to you, to the tower to you, to back to the tower if he's got... And if he's got max glaives, it would do even another bounce, so you've always got to keep that in mind.
Wait, did he
It goes
only
from
just
3
get
to 6.
level 11?
Yeah, he's been level 11 for a little bit. But at level 4 glaives, it does 6 bounces.
Yeah, it's the most efficient point there
Radiant's
is.
middle tower has
By
been
far.
denied.
And a nice deny coming out from Raz on the Viper. He is closing in on his 4-staff now. That'll help him take these team fights a lot more. Help him back out when the Slider comes to run into him. As well as chase if they need to.
Might save him from the Slider, who is only about 100 gold away from his
Fortune.
Blink Dagger now. This creep camp should get it for him.
Yeah, he's doing very well this game, actually. 14 minutes in. Sure, they have 4 towers, but they haven't had many fights. He's died 4 times and only got 4 assists. So getting the blink up by now, it's a good effort.
Yeah,
Does
not
come
bad
a
at
lot
all.
with only having boots.
I was
and
about to say, he's got a
TP,
TP scroll and boots of
Dire's
speed.
middle tower is under attack.
This is a very efficient Slider.
Very. We've also got Doom closing in on his drum. He'll be there in a couple of 100 gold.
So things generally seem to be going in the way of Generation of Miracles, at least for the moment. We mentioned that they had drafted some strong early games, but I would not say that this was necessarily going the way that they want it to at the moment.
You meaning for Le Voyage or for Generation of Miracles?
Yeah, for Le Voyage.
Well, it's definitely tough. As I said before, they are taking these weird fights, and
Well, we
if
are
you
about
take
to see a big
defense-
wraparound. So, starting on the Winter Wyvern, eliminated from the fight straight away, and Le Voyage on the back foot, looking for the Enchantress. Miyabi getting the Spirit Siphon. Tower does go down in the mid lane, and there is the Doom onto the Luna, which is going to stop her from getting that level 2 Eclipse off, and she is about to get altered. So that's 2 of the big teamfight ultimates down for them. Miyabi trading off in the mid lane, does die to the... Oh, it's actually Magistry that picks that one up. Is that
Radiant's
just
bottom
a
tower is under
tick
attack.
Heartstopper.
from Heartstopper?
Heartstopper tick, yep.
And down bot lane, Nature's Prophet doing Nature's Prophet things, grabs
Radiant's
himself a tier 2.
bottom tower has fallen.
Decided the fight was bad, didn't teleport in, take the tower, and that's a great play for him.
He's hanging around for too long. There's that Quelling Blade. Or actually, maybe it's Merchant that's in trouble here. Does not have What's that ability? The Scorched Earth. And Nature's Prophet going for the TP out. Winter's Curse. Doesn't have enough, but...
The Doom Shards. Doom has this eaten golem. Turns into Doom Shards when he dies. Nice stuns coming out from him.
And Viper coming in for the kill secure at the end.
Well played, managing to catch him out. And you were saying before that Voyage is sitting at a point that they're not too happy with, and I was about to say it's because they're not managing to take actual team fights. They're playing these fights where it's like prod and poke and not actually being able to commit. But we saw there they got the full team fight and they slaughtered it. And that's what they should be doing, trying to make those team fights happen. That's why I said they should go for the trade earlier, because they were never going to be able to force anything properly.
Oh,
you want to wait
double
until
damage
you have
on
your
this
items.
Luna. And with Amp, sorry, Corrosive Haze, Ice Frog.
Oh.
This is dying really quick.
Amp. And that's an Aegis onto the Luna.
Sean has fallen to the tower.
She says, "Doom me now," I think.
Oh yeah. You doom that Luna now, you're looking at a very tough spot. The Doom should be searching, even to try to get a solo kill on the Furion. That would put them in a great position to take a 4-on-4 fight with the Doom coming in late. And when you've got that Aegis on Luna, dooming him out, as you said, really doesn't do anything, because you just respawn and get your ulti off anyway.
So Luna still has that Glove of Haste in her backpack.
He moved it there just once to pick up the Aegis. I'm sure he'll put it back in when the Aegis runs out and then sell it at some point. There's just no point getting rid of it while you still don't have a proper 6-slot items.
It's just inefficient.
Yeah.
Well, inefficient to get rid of it. Efficient to
Exactly.
hold on to it. Enchantress maybe overcommitting a little bit. Death Prophet coming in does have the haste. She's got the Yules as well to set this up. But not looking to commit to that too hard.
Got the Furion in middle.
Up.
This is where Generation of Miracles actually wants to get an initiation. Just screw with them and then Siri could finish off the last tier 2, but no. They don't know they're all there, so play it safe.
At the moment, I don't know if you saw it, but the moment Necrophos came in, the Nature's Prophet just backed out.
Yeah.
Actually, he might have seen the TP with this ward up top.
I'm not 100% sure. They definitely could have, though. On that note, on the Necro note, 3,200 gold, only 600 off that relic, 1,900 off the entire Radiance, so could be finishing that up very shortly.
Oh, they found themselves a Jakiro. Not going to waste the Doom, though. Not really required.
Viper action.
That one. Yeah, the corrosive
haze from the Macropire. Efficiency at its finest. And I'm really loving this pickup, actually. Merchant has rushed the Blink Dagger. And I've said multiple times this game, Le Voyage just needs a good initiation, and that Blink Dagger is where it's going to come. You get the Blink onto one hero, the Blink onto the Slardar, get the Doom on him, or the Blink onto the Death Prophet, Doom on him. You Infernal Blade down the Luna's HP. And that's a great way to start the fight for them.
That's not bad at all. I guess the only thing you really have to be concerned about is like the huge time, the massive backswing on Doom.
As soldiers fall.
Do they have anything to interrupt that though?
If they had interruptions, yeah. I mean, they've got Orchid on Furion, but he's never going to be there. He's not going to be there at the start of the fight. They've got the Yules on the Death Prophet. So if you do jump the Death Prophet could Yules herself and then let her team jump the Doom, but chances are he's not going to be blinking on top of them exactly. It'll be blink into the trees next to them or blink slightly to the side, and it'll be pretty difficult to actually react to it in time.
Ooh, Lust hiding in the trees. Oh, they know that he's there though, thanks to handily placed Observer Ward and not messing around at all. Luna drops the hammer, Eclipse, totally ripping him apart.
Now 1 minute 40 left on the Aegis. Generation of Miracles. This, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a high ground attempt right now. Just see what they can get, see if they can take it, and use the Aegis. Even just waste the Aegis if you have to, because they should know that it runs out in a minute or so. But with this Slardar bottom, I think they might back up.
Something I just noticed. So, this is an interaction I don't think I've seen before. So, Winter Wyvern cold embraced a creep. Luna was hitting the towers. The glaives bounced to the creep and killed it.
Was it not the Crypt Swarm that killed it?
I don't think it was. Like the damage looked progressive. I might go back and you know what? I've got the Twitch open next to me. I'll when it happens, I'll rewatch it.
Sounds good. I'm pretty sure it was just gaining health and then the Crypt Swarm killed it. But if that is a thing, it's pretty interesting actually. I thought the Moonglaives were completely physical.
They are. What does it tell us if we ult over the top?
Coin for me.
Nothing. There's absolutely no extra info available to that Moonglaive tooltip.
Classic. That's perfectly fine. As you said, you'll see it soon anyway. The Enchantress picking up a DD. The Age is about to run out on the Luna, so Generation of Miracles probably going to sit back, try farm a little bit for now. Try to get a pick off if they possibly can with the Slardar, but they haven't been looking to force anything with the Exorcism, even while they have the Aegis, so the chances are they're just waiting for the next item timing.
Yeah, there's the Aegis reclaim now.
And we've got the Glover Face moving straight back into the inventory.
So are we looking at them waiting out the next Roshan before they try anything? Like, what do they got?
Possibly waiting for the Lincolns on Death Prophet and the Mantra on Luna. I mean, sure, by that stage Roshan should probably be up, so they'll probably wait for the Roshan as well. But I think the big thing is this Lincoln's on Death Prophet.
And it's as early as it's what, like 2 minutes away? 2 minutes 30-ish?
I mean, it might respawn in 2.5 minutes.
Slardar actually nearly has BKB as well. This is a really farmed Slardar with brown boots.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of towers. They're taking a lot of fights.
Zoom out
on Luna.
onto the Luna. She might care this time, given that she doesn't have an Aegis. There's the Sprout onto the Enchantress. Does get Force-Staffed back out. Both teams just dancing around each other for the moment. Force-Staff's back up on the high ground. Winter dancing around with the high ground vision, and both teams not
under the ward.
Not really engaging it. So that they're going to see that, and they're going to back up. We'll see if they're able to catch anything though. This is a super fast Slardar, and that's exactly where that Viper is too. So not catching anything, but they're now in a position to be able to maybe push this high ground if they're in the mood for it. They've got Exorcism.
Well, the Doom's on cooldown. I said they were waiting for the Lincolns, but why do you need the Lincolns if there is no Doom?
That's very fair, and geez, look at that strong deep push from the Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, it's very powerful. One Death Pulse, one Winter's Splinter Blast. Creep's gone.
I think Nature's Prophet will learn a valuable lesson about not summoning his his Trias at the same time. But we have Slardar jumping in with the clutch, gets immediately altered by the Winter Wyvern. Dual Scepter on the Death Prophet, keeping you alive for the moment, and there is a Sprout that stops her from going down the hill. Probably was going to die anyway, but Voyage in hot pursuit. They've found the Nature's Prophet, but the Ice Path is breaking things up for the moment. Luna, though, backing up. Pops the Mask of Madness for the extra speed. Nature's Prophet turns around, pops the Sprout, eats the tree, and down he goes. And this is Enchantress. She's just fast.
Chandra's super fast with those phase boots.
Luna getting slowed up.
I don't know how
he's out of here at this point.
Probably should have just enchanted one of the lunar images and used it to farm. Even so. Nicely done by Le Voyage, defending their tower. It was a decently easy defense for them. As you said, their wave clear was super strong, and then they got the nice jump on the Death Prophet, forcing them onto the high ground. There was nothing that Generation of Miracles could do to keep them alive.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. The first thing I thought when I saw Death Prophet go in is, wow, that's a brave move from Death Prophet. Oh wait, Death Prophet doesn't have a Force Staff, but Viper does. He's found the Death Prophet, probably again. She's trying to keep herself alive, but there is the ultimate from Necrophos, putting her on the sidelines for a whole 70 seconds. Blink up onto the high crown by the Doom, gets Force Staff down as well, so slight misplay there. We might see Slardar being able to blink out of this. He does have the Blink Dagger off cooldown.
Gotcha. Dire's structures are fortified.
Maybe for an opening here.
Middle tower
Slardar's probably looking to fight. Luna's pushing in top. The Furian's pushing in bottom.
He's probably wanting to cancel TPs.
Yeah, 100% right now.
And there's the hero dead.
Has fallen.
Nature's Prophet
Radiant's
pressuring
top
top.
tower is under
Here's our
attack.
rat Dodo. Winter Wyvern does not have a TP, so she's not in a position to be able to quickly deep push this, so it's up to Doom, at least for the moment. Focusing on those siege creeps first.
Seri just hanging around bottom. Winter Wyvern's actually going to spot him here. So...
It's a hasted Winter Wyvern as well.
Arctic
Does not
Burn?
have a way of...
Arctic
does,
Burn.
yeah. Arctic
You have your first skill. You can fly over the trees.
That's very
Could have got
true.
the curse off, but unfortunate. Didn't catch the kill there.
You know, it's funny, I often see Winter's Curse being used as like a TP canceller, almost as often as I see it used in team fights, I think.
That's one of those things when you look at a Winter Wyvern though, before he has a Blink or a Force Staff, how do you actually get a nice Winter's Curse off? You're sitting so far back for your Splinter Blast, you're waiting for a Cold Embrace. There's almost never 2 or 3 enemy heroes standing close to each other that you can just casually Winter's Curse without ruining your entire team's damage. Like, most of the time a hero is close enough to you for you to curse them. You've got a Viper ulti on them or a Doom on them, and you just don't want to curse them anyway. So it's definitely something, in the early game at least, you see Winter's Curse a lot used just for catching or setup.
Interesting, you notice Luna has an
Radiant
Axe
are
queued up
scanning.
in her quick buy.
That is classic Venado.
I pretty much never see it. I'm
never see
excited about the prospect of like a global Furion TP onto some poor unsuspecting person. That looks like they're baiting. That's so clever. Did you see them bait the Roche?
Pull roots and
I did. They saw them pick up the DD though, so they're playing it as if they're
Dire are
smoked.
scanning.
And Generation of Miracles, guessing that they're not going to the Roshan and dodging everything. Well done by them.
I actually thought that was such a good play. Because they ran in there underneath a ward. They not necessarily didn't know it was there. And then smoked out from the pit. But Slardar knows that it's there, pops the BKB and goes in. Only catches the Necrophos though, the rest of the team backing out at about the same time. So that is his 10-second BKB on cooldown. It's the first charge, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
Coin
It was the
for
first
need.
charge. So, great trade for Generation of Miracles. But Seri's pushing the bottom lane again. It's going to be slightly more tier 3 damage. And we could see
Radiant's
Venado
bottom
run into the
tower
Roshan
is
pit
under
here.
attack.
We've got Merchant there and Viper both trying to clear it out. So Viper's got the Maelstrom, so that's going to help them a lot, but picks up the
Radiant's
tower.
bottom tower has fallen.
Tier 3 down, that's Shrines
And
available.
they're going to look to, they might look to
Under
fight
attack.
here mid as well. Like they know that they're not in the area. There's Seri wrapping around. He's got the Nature's Prophet. Doom does go out onto the DP though before she manages to get her ultimate out, and she is being chased down. She is definitely going to need some help from her team to stay alive. And that, I think, oh, she can't even use the Yules. Oh my god, she lived on 20 HP. 20. But Luna.
But the rest of the team not looking great. Luna caught by the Winter Wyvern. That's the Viper coming out. That's another kill for a Vey on the Necro. Le Voyage looking in a great position right now.
And see, that's the value of Doom. He didn't even need to kill his target. All he did was doom her and chase her away.
Yeah, Death Prophet was useless, didn't die. The Doom managed to kill the Furion
Dire's middle
and
tower
distract
is
the
under
Luna
attack.
as well. That's the other thing you have to look at. There were 2 Eclipse beams wasted from the Luna because the Luna ran towards the Doom to start hitting him as well. It's just
Dire's middle
all the
tower
small
has
things.
fallen.
Oh, defensive exorcism. Ice Path catches. She's just on the edge of the Winter Wyvern here. But Wu-Tang Hung does go in, gets the stun. Got the vision as well, thanks to the corrosive haze. No one else in the vicinity though, but it's not going to stop him looking around. Maybe he catches the Viper. No, Viper's going the
Dire's
long way.
barracks are under
Going the long way
attack.
home.
Currently looks like a Death Prophet ulti for the Winter Wyvern, but we may see them head into the Roshan pit. And it does look like what they're doing.
For sure. But they really need the Slardar with the corrosive haze to get this done. There he is. He's given up on the creep wave.
And this will be a cheese and an Aegis this time, so Generation of Miracles will be much stronger
to
for
and
the
who do you
next
give
fight.
the Aegis to?
You give the cheese to the Luna and the Aegis to the Death Prophet.
Roshan has fallen to the
Or they're going to do it the other way around. It does work both ways, but you should be assuming that the Death Prophet is going to get doomed.
She's got
Or
the
he can
Lincolns
ulti off.
now. So that's probably swayed their.
Actually, that's definitely true, and they should know that Doom doesn't have any way of cancelling the Lincolns. So doing it this way is much better if the Death Prophet doesn't get doomed, because the exorcism disappears if you lose the Aegis. So you're in a position where you can exorcism before you exorcism run in and then use the cheese to help your exorcism stay up.
That's true. That's not something that I thought. So that's a nice way to split up those.
It's
those
definitely the way
items.
to do it if you don't think the Death Prophet's going to get initiated on.
And I will admit, I missed
The seeds of fortune.
what happened to that creep.
The tower, that is perfectly fine.
I think some fighting broke out and I got distracted.
I'm sure it is not the most important thing that's happening right now. The most important thing is Le Voyage trying to push out these creep waves, not letting Generation of Miracles get anywhere. And for Generation of Miracles, for them, it's just they constantly outfarm Le Voyage without dying, without letting them get a proper initiation into a fight.
Actually, one thing that's worth looking at, we haven't really touched on so far this game, is the net worth standings for the hero. So Luna, out in front by about 1,500 on top of the Necrophos, who was surprisingly well farmed. He's got the Sacred Relic really helping, so the Radiance really helping.
As well as he is 816, he's coming out of these fights alive. He's getting a couple of kills. He's doing very well for himself, and once he gets that BKB, it's gonna be pretty damn difficult for him to die.
He will become immortal for, well, can become immortal for about 4.5 seconds.
You do have to. The Ghost Shroud, does it work while you're BKB'd? Surely it doesn't work while it's BKB'd. Must be the same mechanic as Ghost Scepter, right?
You can do it with Pugna.
That's insane. If that works, that's actually insane.
I believe
that will be a
BKB
mechanic that I will learn on the
then,
Necro.
And then use the decrep on
And then
yourself.
use the Ghost Shroud. Oh, I know it works with Pugna. I didn't know.
I think it will. Maybe we'll see it. We'll see it come out this game, but I can't see why it wouldn't work.
It's a bit. Being invulnerable is a bit broken. Just a little bit. Even so, both shrines down for Le Voyage, Generation of Miracles, taking complete map control, just keeping up their pressure.
Look at that! Look at that wave clear between these two heroes. That's insane.
Insta-kill.
Gotcha.
Slider's on the hunt though.
Slido with the gem as well, just helping them control everything. There's no wards for Le Voyage past this kind of tier 2 mark.
There's a smoke
And
by GM. They might
Is that
catch themselves the Enchantress.
dead-looking Enchantress.
Oh, that is a mega dead Enchantress. Yeah, Seri as well. He TP'd in downrange. He's trying to go out the long way. Yeah, there it is. Seri picked that one up.
And this is where the push comes.
That
You
was
still
just
have-
an auto attack from downrange.
It's just an auto attack. Oh, wait. Yeah, it was just an auto attack.
There's Exorcism committed, so they do still have the strong D push, but things are a little bit harder now with the Enchantress on the sideline. So smoke up by Winter Wyvern. Walking in, it does have the Winter's Curse if she chooses to start things off that way. What creeps, she says. So blink in by the slider. They found the Winter Wyvern already. Oh wow, holy crap. That ult from Finato being thrown onto the slider. What a great way to start things off. Viper backing up onto his tower. They do have the vision of him though. Blinks in. Will pay for it with his life. Doom going down as well. But Necrophos getting sunned up by the Ice Path. Sprouted up as well. 4 stars himself up. Gem on the deck. Death. No, it's Finato that's coming back now though. Trying to back himself up. Sprout's going to give him a little bit of extra time. Necrophos? Oh yeah, no, there he is. He's good.
It wasn't his own 4-staff that got him out of the tree line. He was going to teleport out of the tree line. It was actually a really nice play. Lots and lots of pings coming out. They only lost to tier 3, and that is actually pretty good for Le Voyage.
Good, but
you're looking at cheese not used, but the Aegis down.
It's a lot of buybacks though.
Oh, it was.
Merchant bought back, Lust bought back, and Necrophos. All the cores bought back.
All the courts walk back. Actually, that is a disaster for them.
Maybe
I completely forgot about buybacks. No, Enchantress did.
No, she did not. She just
Hopefully we
Dire's
see them
top tower
taking
is
something
under
from this though.
attack.
You got the tier 2. So they can pressure the tier 3 as well. That would be amazing. It's very, very
Dire's
tough though. You
top
do have the
tower
mid creep
has
wave
fallen.
pushed in. So the second this Furion spawns, they're going to have to be gone before then.
They're already backing up.
But already backing out. Definitely the safe play. Look, they might try pressure the
Dire's
shrine
top
here.
tower is under attack.
Take the shrine. It should be pretty free.
I somehow don't see them wanting to commit
Dire's
anything
top shrine
to
is
that.
under Dire's top shrine has fallen. Radiant's
It's always
middle
interesting
tower
that
is
no one
under
ever
attack.
defends it. It's something that I think just makes sense. Like it's 150 gold. I mean, it's nice to be able to contest Roche with it, but it's just teams going, well, fighting that is not worth it.
Yeah,
Like,
fighting
the
for a
risk reward.
shrine. The only time fighting for a shrine is worth it is if your team is set up to fight and actually get the initiation off, so you can pop the shrine and fight around it. And generally, that's when you're looking at Roshan. But Lust walking into the entire squad.
Oh, they have found a Viper who's trying to get the TP out, but that's not happening.
He got deleted.
That's a dead Viper, and he has no buyback as well. They found the Enchantress. Force starts herself up onto the high ground, but there is WT Hung with the Blink Smash. Enchantress forced to buy back as well. We are okay. They're they go on bottom. What's Death Prophet doing?
They're waiting for the creep wave, so the creep wave's all the way back here. They just need to
Oh,
wait
of
for it to
course.
walk in.
So they're going mid. So they're gonna have the tier 3 in every lane.
But no, they will go for
Oh
the
no,
bottom lane.
they are going bottom. So Lincoln's used on the Luna, keeping her alive. WT Hung, 4 staff, blinks forward, gets slowed up, looking for the Doom. There's a couple right clicks. He does pop the, or maybe yes, maybe no, yes. They do get the
Nuclear
Winter
blast.
Wyvern, and there is
Radiant's bottom
there's
tower
2
is
dead racks.
fallen.
Jesus Christ, this Finado
Radiant's top
axe has
barracks are
been
under
huge.
attack.
Like, have you seen
Yeah.
him popping it onto Slido, who then just blinks in and just annihilates someone?
Yeah,
Radiant's
it's an
middle
amazing
tower
it's an
has
amazing
fallen.
thing. Finado and his brother play so well together. So comboing the Eclipse
Or
with
Doom
any
on
initiation.
the Luna. So they do have the vision for her, so she is going to be on the sidelines for 130 seconds. Thank you to Necrophos and his ultimate. She does have buyback though, and House manages to get the successful TP. But that's
The
2
seeds
lanes
of
of Rax.
It's 2 lanes of
Generation
Rex,
So
as well as the tier 3 mid, and suddenly Le Voyage, I mean, what do they do from here? They're in a really, really tough spot. They have to sit in their base. They can't really move out because right now, if any of them die, they lose their remaining racks. And so their only goal right now is defend this racks. They can't let the Viper get picked off. They can't let the Necro get picked off. But if you play like that, you're never going to get the items to actually fight. So it looks like they've actually drawn a line down the middle.
Well, down bottom, Nature's Buff is going to find the Doom, sprouts him up, does have the silence as well, but there's the Heaven's Halberd being thrown out in return onto him, and Doom moving forward, looking for a kill, but I think he's going to back up. There is no support for him as the rest of the Voyage are pressuring mid.
Is this happening? They're actually just going for racks?
I think they sort of have to, don't they?
Dire's structures
If Luna
are
doesn't buy back, they can. Luna 100% should just be buying back right now, though. Generation of Miracles, they don't have to commit for a big fight.
Oh,
Just
there's
screw
the
with them while
blink in
Furion
from
takes
the
middle.
slider.
Radiant's middle barracks
Necrophos
are
popping
under
his
attack.
ult, no Ghost Shroud, so we might not see that
Dire's
interaction
middle barracks
just
are
yet.
under
They do get the melee
Radiant's
barracks.
structures are
Nature's
fallen.
Prophet
Everyone
for
backing
sure
up.
is
Oh,
taking
there's the
Megans.
blink forward from the slider. They're going to get themselves the Viper, but actually, Slider's going to be fine. It's only Miyabi that was caught in that one, and Nature's Prophet does get picked off, trying to rat out the mid racks.
But no Viper buyback, no Wyvern buyback. This going for that mid push was just lost them their remaining racks, essentially. Luna's going to respawn, TP into middle, and just walk onto that racks before they spawn. Watch him, he'll TP to the shrine, pick up the illusion rune, walk straight down middle, and take a racks before Viper spawns.
So it has been said by Fury. Let's see if the prediction is that. So part 1 of the prediction is correct. Part 2 of the prediction is correct.
Or he's going rush. Oh, he's going for the double damage rune. And then he's going.
They've got 30 seconds with no Viper.
Double damage.
We're also sending a creep in to check for Roche.
18 seconds
She's
to get
going
this
to-
Rex easy.
She's going to annihilate this Rax. Doom getting pushed forward and blink forward. Manages to get it onto the Death Prophet, who actually doesn't have an exorcism, so perhaps that's not too bad, but Necrophos getting a lot of work done. Does take out the Jakiro. Seri tipping in as well. But I feel like he's maybe just opened himself up, but there is the huge ultimate from Venado again onto Wu-Tang Hung. Viper back. BKB's up, chasing down Wu-Tang Hung now as well. Oh my god. Seri just absolutely made him melt. Magistu down as well. About to get the mega kill, ultra kill for Venado, and there is the GG. Generation of Miracles holding on in this best of one.
And well played by them. Well played by Voyage as well. Give them props. They got the nice initiation outside of the base before the Luna had quite arrived, before Generation of Miracles was set up on the buildings, but even so, they were too far behind to come out on top of that fight.
So, as we, I guess, basically predicted, they just run them over.
Just run them over. It lasted 40 minutes. They didn't go for a push as early as I thought they would. Then again, we did have a quick word about how Le Voyage's lineup wasn't super strong late anyway, so Generation of Miracles definitely did have a bit of space in that sense, where they weren't actually on a set timer.
So that was the best of one for Le Voyage and Generation of Miracles, who do win the series. So unfortunately, this is the end of the 82L journey for Le Voyage, and we thank them for bringing us some fantastic series. Good night, everyone. There is no game tomorrow, but I believe the next one is on Monday.
That sounds about right to me.
That's correct. Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks again for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you on Monday.